What's up, guys? Welcome back to Keto Rewind. I'm Jess.
I'm Mom.
Mom's back. And today's...
I've been in this shirt for 3 weeks now.
If you haven't noticed, we filmed all these videos at once. And we're just
in the zone.
So yeah, this is not like, we're not wearing this on purpose. This isn't on purpose every week. We filmed this series of the Keto Rewind Toolbox all at once. So anyways, today's video is part 3 of the Keto Rewind Toolbox. So the first week we went over the basics, why you want a toolbox and why it's special to you.
The significance
Yeah,
of it.
the second part was what's in the toolbox specifically, and that section what came down to positive affirmations, your why, and some before photos. So this next one is taking off where that left off. And big thanks to Perfect Keto for sponsoring this video. If you are a fan of mine, you know that I love Perfect Keto products. I don't share many products on this channel. I only share the ones that I actually use. And Perfect Keto is pretty much my go-to. I use the keto collagen every single day in my coffee, and I swear by collagen. I'll get 5 unflavoreds just in this sale alone, just because it's such a good deal. And I use it, and now's the time to save. I also love the keto cookies, specifically the peanut butter ones. Those are my favorite. And then when it comes to the keto bars, I think probably the best product I've ever tried is the peanut butter chocolate chip protein bar. You have your collagen, you have your protein, they're clean ingredients, and oh my gosh, this is seriously my favorite. So anyways, take advantage of any of these items if you're also a Perfect Keto fan, and use my special link with coupon code to get 5 items for 35% off.
So what would you rather do?
Well, I can hop right into it if you want, unless you want me to.
Go ahead.
Okay, so when we talk to something that makes you, I need a release. When I'm spiraling, I respond to physical release.
Not in the kitchen.
Not, yeah, well, I mean, that too, but that was something I had to fix. Right. I can't turn to food. You take food away, or I should say, I can't turn to sugar. So you take sugar away, you take all the carbs, you take all those things that got me unhealthy in the first place away, but you'd have to replace it with something else. So you still need that release. Knowing that when you become morbidly obese, you know if you are not feeling well and you're emotionally eating, that chip or whatnot will instantly make you feel better. You do it, and that's why you come back to it every time. It's an emotional, it's just crazy. It's just what we do. We know how to fix a problem fast. When you take those habits away and you replace them with new healthy habits where you're not using food, not only does it take a while, it's hard. It's really hard to make new habits. But if you chip away at it every single day, eventually those things that seemed foreign or hard now become the new you, and that's how a new healthy habit replaces an old unhealthy habit.
Yes, yes.
So my first, when I'm spiraling right now, one of the first things that I do is I do an action. Like I go for my release.
She asks me to play catch with that slam ball.
So in my toolbox, I have go for a walk. I come back feeling like a whole nother person. I sometimes only have time for a mile. Sometimes I have time to do 7 miles. It all depends, like on my day and how much I need to work through. But going for a walk releases endorphins. It makes you feel good. You move your body, and it just snaps you out of it. And when I'm spiraling, if I go for a walk, I come back refreshed, and then I make better choices the rest of the day. The other thing, when I'm really angry, reading some of these comments that are just the trolls of miserable people, I go use my slam ball and I work some of it through that way.
And I don't go anywhere near her when that thing's hitting the ground. I'm far away.
And sometimes it's not always a physical release. Sometimes retail therapy.
Yay!
So when I go through my toolbox, I have a whole stack of actions.
And there's a $20 bill paper clip to this one.
Yeah, this one is, I love to buy makeup. I don't wear much makeup, but I still like to shop for makeup, hair stuff, at the end of the day, I still like that stuff too. And it's fun, and a trip to Ulta sometimes can really give you that retail therapy you need.
All right, for a guy, that might be Harbor Freight. That might be Home Depot, Aubuchon Hardware. You do you.
Right. So, and then another important thing that I put in my toolbox, I find that when I make a video about what I'm going through and I talk it out, even if I don't ever upload it, it makes me feel better. So when I'm spiraling in that mode, I'm gonna grab my camera and talk it out. And sometimes I won't post it. Other times it may be some good stuff. So I'm gonna make that commitment when I'm feeling overwhelmed to take my camera out and talk about it.
Now, to add on to that, in the support group that I was in, one of a lot of the people actually, and the counselor recommended a journal. You know, you have and it's the same thing. It's getting it out of you. With Jess, it's with the video. But in my generation,
as you can see, my handwriting sucks, so we video it.
We were advised back in the class, get yourself an old-fashioned journal with a pen that's comfortable in your hand, and if it's even just a one-liner, like, you know, I got mad today because so-and-so said something, and this is what I'm going to do about it. And you got to get it out. You
don't
gotta get it out.
Don't chew it.
Right.
Get it out of there.
Get it out. And if that means going out and throwing a dish in a waste basket, I mean, do something. Get that. It needs to be something that actually you feel the release. You need to feel it, not, you know, I want a great big sigh at the end of this. You know, I'm like, okay, passed. Okay, that's what your release is. For instance, do you have more to say about that? Because I have a couple.
My thing is, sometimes I just need to walk away, drop everything that I'm doing, and go do something
she does
fun.
that.
Like, right in the middle of the day, like, we're going here. You know, like, that's it. Do it with you. All right?
All right. Oh, you want to start over?
No, keep going. I'm behind you. I can figure out how to do this. Oh, my God. I need more lip on my foot. This is harder than it looks. I know. Oh my God, that was way harder than it looked. Right.
We can get to there. Oh. And now, Mommy, I'm gonna try this spinny thing and see if I'm tall enough.
Oh.
Mama. Mama.
You know, it's fun time, and
Mom,
you know,
you coming? Sure, give me 5. I need lipstick.
Yep, half the time we're going to Ulta, you know, or we're going out. And
I love it when she's upset. Sometimes when I need an Ulta trip, I'll just aggravate her. Oh, no, I didn't say that.
Point being, though, you have to do something in that moment to get it out and just
deal with it.
Change those gears.
Do not swallow it. Get it out.
Sometimes you forget that you have a spouse, a significant other, a long friend. You know, for me,
a mom.
A mom. I've done dates with mom. Like, we used to do mommy-daughter dates all the time, and sometimes we do girls' day out. Those kind of things.
With the 3 of us, we did cruises. We did weekend cruises with the 3 of us, just girls.
But don't forget your significant other in this. So I look forward to date nights. I'm going to be, in a couple months, I'll be 15 years with my husband. That's a long time to be married to somebody my age. You know, together even longer than that. But don't forget, date nights, that kind of thing, that makes you feel so good. It hits all of those buttons, you know, don't forget date night. And if you're not with somebody, call up a friend, you know, call up a parent, you know, do something with an adult child, a cousin. Go do something with somebody and have that personal connection. Forget all the other things and just live in that moment.
But you might want to say to that other person, look, I'm really struggling today. Let's go take a walk. Let's go, you know, shopping. Let's go get a coffee. I'm struggling today. And basically you're reaching out. Okay, we want out.
Yeah.
We want it
ask
out.
for help, you know, and even that help should also be fun to you.
Open your mouth and ask for help. Yeah. Another thing too, like for me, these are just ideas now. Okay, we don't want you to do exactly
don't
what
copy.
we do. These are just ideas, that things that we you know,
over the past nearly 2 years for me that I've been changing my life, I've been doing this stuff.
Some of it, yeah.
She's been, not all of it, because obviously this is a challenge. But Mom's been doing this since her change.
I mean, it seems like forever. It's been what, 12 years? I don't know any other way now. And you know you're successful if you can't remember the other way anymore. Okay, my surgeon actually said that to me. He says, "I'll know I'm a success when you forget you weighed 300 pounds." And that's how he measures his success. But anyway, for a release for someone like me, I'm also a Reiki master. And so I connect with the universe and the energy. So that may be something simple in my box, like a candle, and releasing that negative energy, you know, in the smoke, during solemn prayer or something like that. That also might be a time for me to take out my rosary beads and, you know, reach out to things that are beyond me for my help. And these kinds of things are what I did with me, because I really didn't have, my family really, they would be like, oh God, what is she doing now? They didn't understand back then.
They didn't understand, couldn't relate.
They didn't know what I was going through.
Nope.
So I had to do a lot of stuff totally on my own. And you know what? That made me stronger, for sure. So whatever your release is, and don't be afraid to let it be spiritual, because if you believe in something bigger than you, then reach out to that, and that may help you too.
And along those lines, I'm not overly religious, but I do consider myself spiritual, and I love these daily guides. Sometimes when I'm spiraling or I just want some inspiration, a lot of video topics I've even done was based off of these cards.
Yep.
But these really are pretty cool. So that's as much as I want to say on that, but these ones have done a lot for me.
And that may be tarot for someone else. There's a lot of cards that you can use as resources. There are a lot of decks that you can go to. Just another way to
approach something that, you know, sometimes you ask a question and the answer that you see is sometimes very interesting. So I got these off of Amazon. I'll post the link down below, but they do help me a lot. So
another release, an example would be like a paintbrush. We love to paint. We like to do ceramics and stuff like that. So put a paintbrush in there. So like pretend this is, you know, you open up your box and this is my release, and pretend this is a paintbrush. Well, okay, we're going to the ceramic studio.
I'm gonna go paint a pot.
We're gonna go paint a pot.
We're gonna go draw with a sketch pen.
And you'll find that your art
is pretty intense.
Be influenced. Like you did that, you pour from your own cup thing. You know her coffee mug.
My coffee cup says you can't pour.
That was one time I said, hey, you know what? Why don't, you know, I saw that she was having a little rough time there for a patch, and I said, let's go to the ceramic shop. And holy mackerel, when that came up, and I thought, yeah, she's working on, you know, because I've seen this. I do it, so I'm like, but now she's working through something.
And it's a reminder now.
Every time I use that cup,
I have my coffee
you let go of that, because that was in that cup is not inside you anymore, eating you up.
And that's one of the
out.
Well, here's the thing. That's another thing I caught the spiral when I was going through that last month with just feeling like I was drowning. Well, I was giving so much to everybody else, I forget about me.
And drinking a cup this big every day. So I'm she's working through something.
So you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to take care of yourself first. So, and you need to be reminded of that. So that's why I put it in my coffee.
So if you're that kind of a person where artwork is an expression for you, put a tool that you use in your creating your art. Put it in your toolbox. Or even if it's if you're music inspired and you have an instrument that has a reed in it, put a reed in your toolbox. You need, and what better than to play, like we have a lot of musically inclined people. What better than to blow that out through?
Don't be blowing all that COVID.
But again, the purpose of this is release. Get it out of you. Get it out. Gone. Bye-bye. And you got the end. Okay.
All right. And then there's the
last. We have two more. Hope.
So the next topic is you need to find hope. That goes along the lines with, let's see, hope is a lot of things. It's a very wide topic. So definitely don't just limit yourself to, oh, I just want to lose weight. You know, go deeper than that.
Hope is your connection to the universe.
Right. What's possible? You know, the sky's the limit.
Right.
So my first, I guess one of the tokens of advice that I wrote down on my card to remind me is your life doesn't have to be perfect to be amazing. There is magic in the mess. That's why I've been so passionate about sharing all of the mess on my weight loss journey. I didn't just show you, oh, I lost 10 pounds this week. I lost this, I lost this, I lost this. Everything's perfect. I showed you what a real weight loss journey looks like from somebody who is a food addict, a sugar addict, an emotional eater.
Releasing.
And in a way it helped me get to my goal because I got it out. But in looking back now, yeah, nothing was perfect, but there was magic or beauty in that mess. And there's something about something falling completely apart and then getting a new type of glue and putting it all back together. And now it's better, it's stronger. And that one always to this day is something that I live by. The next thing is what you will allow will continue. You've got to have hope, because if you say you live with a narcissist, if you allow them to run their mouth like that and live with somebody that just tears you down all the time, guess what's going to keep happening? That's never going to change.
You'll be controlled.
So you have to rise above that and not put up with that. So and that goes also that also goes along with like the feeding side. Like if you won't stop eating the foods that are getting in the way, like for me, I have a French fry addiction apparently. I love French fries. Those stimulate bad choices next. So if I keep allowing myself to eat all these potatoes or French fries, it's going to continue this path and it's not going to get me to my goal. So what you allow will continue. And that also, flipping side, if you only look at things with a optimistic approach, you don't have any of that room in your head anymore for those negative thoughts. So what you allow will continue. So if you keep talking very positive thoughts, encouraging thoughts, supportive thoughts,
even if you're not feeling it, fake it till you make it.
That will continue, because what you allow will continue.
Yeah.
And then this one is kind of funny, but it's dead serious. You're always one decision away from a totally different life. Think about how many times I have come on there and said, well, I didn't have a good day this week, but I'm hopping back on it. Well, if I don't hop back on it, and if I just keep going down that path, I'm back to being in a totally different life. But if I just pump the brakes, find a way, refer to my toolbox, I'm that one decision away from a totally different life. That life leads to where I want to be, not where I want to go back to. And finally, this one's actually kind of funny, but this is how I deal with my humor. Don't waste energy on stupid shit. So all of the haters that's 2% of the people that follow me, that troll my page, that are miserable, fart-smelling people, I cannot allow any more energy to be wasted on them, because then they win.
Get the visual on that.
God, it's like miserable.
Yeah, again, get it out.
My energy needs to be on the good stuff. I'll read the thousands of appreciative comments that are left on my page. I need to get lost in those and not worry about
every bad one. You ought to force yourself to read 100.
Well, I always read all of them.
I know.
And that's the problem.
Well, read them again, because you forget.
But I do want to say thank you for always leaving such wonderful, positive, supportive, kind comments. I do read them. I don't have time to respond to every single one of them. I just don't. But I do read them. I've only have so many hours in the day. So if you get what I'm trying to say, you can't pour from an empty cup. So I read them. I just don't have that next time. But I do appreciate, and sometimes I even answer your question in an upcoming video.
Right.
So,
and then, like even along that line, if we see something where we've showed you how to make a meal, and then all of a sudden, like that will pop up a couple of dozen times, and that makes us feel good too, because that
I like seeing the pictures of you
listening. We're helping.
I like seeing chicken pot pie in my newsfeed that was our recipe. That's so cool. I like to see.
And that's a positive affirmation,
because that is coming back to us.
So you need to find something that helps you. Right. All right. The last category for your homework this week is smile. And what that means is you want something that you can, every time you see it, it puts a smile on your face. For me, for example, my granddaughter drew a picture of me, and I just love it. She drew this whole picture, right? So Jess had it put on a mug, and she was when she sees me drinking my tea with this or my coffee, the smile that goes on her face because she's so happy. But I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, she's got earrings. She's got curly hair. She's got a necklace. She has lipstick. I'm like, oh, this makes me smile. So for me, you know, this is something that I'll hold on to and cherish forever. Find something that can do that for you. You know, an object, another object. One of my granddaughters bought this for a Christmas present for me that at one of the church, you know, the school things where you give them money and they go shop. And she bought me a little angel, and she knows I love the dragonflies, and of course she knows I love all the flowers and stuff. So I can't not smile when I pull this out of my box. You want something that immediately connects your heart with the smile on your face. What do you have for a smile?
Oh, I should have been grabbing him. Okay, so mine is clearly something easy. My two kids, gotta love them. I love my kids. If I see their little faces, it doesn't matter what they did that day. They think that's why they're so cute, is because they certainly can make me smile and forget about everything. And sometimes I'll just sit down and give them, you know, just talk and lay on the bed and just chit chat. And some of the most fun times have come from just that one-on-one time with my kids. So as a reminder, I have my kiddos. And they will always put a smile. They're why I do everything.
All right, so to recap, that's your 3 things for homework this week. You need to find your release. You need to find your hope. And you need to find what puts a smile on your face. And that's your 3 for the week.
So take it seriously. Don't just write it off. Put some thought into this, and we'll see you back for the next part of this toolbox challenge. Oh, also comment below if you have these already thought of. Comment below.
Because you know what, you might be able to stimulate an idea on someone else. You don't realize your little whatever you put can help, like, you know, 50 people. So put your comments down below, or something that triggers and resonates with you, and others maybe can say, oh yeah, well I could do this. So help others.
Yep.
You'll feel good about yourself.
Alrighty, we'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.